Welcome to the channel. In this video, you're going to learn some of the highest paying careers in the workforce and which ones are going to get you to 100k the quickest. And make sure you stick around to the end for a breakdown of the best one. Knowing what you're going to do with your life is probably one of the most hardest and difficult decisions that you will ever make. There are so many options, so many different choices, so many different career paths. No wonder so many people never know what they're going to do. There are so many influences in our lives, like family and friends, teachers, that try and push us in certain directions and along certain career paths. Sometimes those paths just aren't for you, and sometimes you might not even have a path at all. Me myself had no idea what I wanted to do when I left school. I ended up doing some boring mechanical course for about 2 months and I quit because it was awful. But we're going to change that perception of your life during this video, and I'm going to show you many different career paths that you can take that can lead you to 100k as quick as possible. Sometimes, even though you may not enjoy it and it may not be your favorite, you just gotta get that money. Remember, if you can take anything of value from this video, give me a like and subscribe to the channel because I drop gems like this every single week. So the first career that I'm gonna take you on is law. To be honest, studying law, there's no ceiling for how much money you can make, but that does depend what side you're on. Personally, I believe defending criminals, people who may not be doing what they should be doing, is where all the money's going to be at. Depending on your level of expertise, the starting salary for a law graduate can be anything up to 150 grand. That is a starting salary, yes. 150 grand, and the fact is it will only increase. It has never been more lucrative to study law. Over the past 20 years, we are now at the highest point and the highest paid starting salary. Yes, we know studying law, it's not easy at all, but remember, everything is achievable. So starting from college, you can actually study law as an A-level, but as a bonus, it's not actually needed to study law in higher education. Although if you already know a little bit about law before you get to university, you're going to be miles ahead of everybody else. In most cases, to start in a law career, you need 3 A-levels. And don't forget, law is very popular. So you want to be looking at an A, and a B to get onto the most popular courses. It takes about 5 to 6 years for you to become a licensed practitioner of law. This includes your original 3 years studying, your SQE assessments, and you have to get about 2 years of work experience. The law industry is extremely financially rewarding, and a bonus is that there will always be criminals, so we will always need lawyers. So during the upcoming recession, it is a recession-proof industry, if you want to put it in those terms. But the one thing that I will say is that if you're more of a practical person, law may not be for you, as it is very academically challenged and it is quite difficult. So next up, we're going to talk about engineering. So unlike law, engineering has a vast, wide range of career paths you can take inside engineering, and there also are numerous ways that you can become an engineer. 2 of those main ways being, of course, a degree, but you can also do an apprenticeship. Now, apprenticeships, if you don't know, are more of a work and learn on the job experience. i.e. you go through your trade while getting paid a small amount and you learn as you go along, rather than going to university, studying and then looking for work. There is a vast, wide range of engineering career paths like we've talked about before. This can go from mechanical engineering all the way to biomedical engineering, which is more or less the top spectrum and the top highest paid side. Now, depending on the expertise you want to gain and the field that you're going into of engineering, looking at the time scale of how long it will take you to get there can vary quite a lot. As an example, if we look at chemical engineering, which is up there with biomedical, it can take anywhere from 8 to 12 years to become a fully fledged expert. This includes your degree, post-degree examinations, then your specialization, then your on-the-job supervised training, and then even after that, you have to go into further education the more you become specialized in your area of expertise. An apprenticeship, however, is a little bit more simpler. If you're looking at the low end, you're looking at around 1 to maybe 3 years to complete that course. An apprenticeship, however, can be a little bit simpler. If you're looking at the lower side, you're looking at anywhere from 1 to 2 years. And if you're looking for a more experienced and specialized apprenticeship, you're looking at working for around 5 years. One of the massive pros of an apprenticeship is that it gives you a more directed path towards employment. Most apprenticeships are actually with the employer who will give you a job at the end. But one of the downsides to going onto an apprenticeship is that you're very narrowed in what you can actually do. So if you take an apprenticeship up in a certain area of engineering, you're limited to staying in that field. Starting salaries in this industry are crazy. If you're involved in anything like aerospace, chemical or biomedical engineering, the starting salaries can start from around 70 to 75 grand. Now that's not bad for your first job. Now we've been talking about apprenticeships, I've got a massive bonus for you at the end of the video. I'm going to be giving you some amazing tips on how you can get involved in these apprenticeships starting now. So make sure you stick around and watch the rest of the video. Getting straight back into those careers, I want to talk to you now about health. So health has a wide range of careers. This can be doctors, GPs, surgeons, dentists, and like law, once you get into that level of expertise, depending on how far you want to take it, there is no ceiling to the amount of money that you can make, especially if you go private or start your own business in that area of expertise. To pursue one of these careers, you will need a degree, and you will need an extensive one at that. It can take years to get into the health industry, especially as a high-level doctor or dentist, so prepare to put the work in. If we take being a doctor for an example, you need a 5-year medicine degree, then you would need a 2-year general medical foundation degree, then you would need to carry on and do another 5 to 8 years specialty training program. Yes, that is a very long time. Now, if we look at a dentist, you would need around 5 years at a dental school, and then you need an additional 2 years supervised working. Now, 7 years is a long time, but compared to being a specialized doctor, that would go by in a flash. Don't let those time frames put you off. I know it does sound like a long time, but the financial reward would make you abundant in so many ways. If we take a quick look at the kind of money that you would be making, as a junior doctor, your starting salary would be around 31k, but every year you would be going for promotions and you'd be getting more and more money. Now, if you took that extra time and became a specialist doctor, your starting salary would be more around the region of 50 to 60k, depending on which sector you went into. If you look at a dentist, that's more of in the middle. Coming in at a starting salary, you're looking at a bit more around the 47k region. Health is a great career path for anyone that can hone that knowledge and skills and is quite an academic. I give you all this information because I want you to take in consideration the amount of time that it takes to get to the highest levels, but don't let that put you off. Now, before we get onto one of my favorite careers, I want you to go into the comments and let me know any of the careers that you think can net you 100k quicker or the same as any of the ones that I've mentioned so far and will be doing in this video. So next, we're going to be looking at banking. In my opinion, banking is the most lucrative career path you can go into. I think of it like this. If you go where the money is, that's where you're going to make the most money. Typically, you will need a degree to get into banking, but there are a range of different degrees that you can take to get your foot in the door. This includes business, economics, finance, a wide range of different subjects. One of the most lucrative styles of banking is investment banking. But investment banking can be done in multiple different ways. This includes managing corporate funds and investments, helping clients raise monies for their companies, and even taking companies public. This is otherwise known as an IPO. Before we get into the amount of money you can make off banking, I want to let you in on a little secret. Now, if you've taken anything of value from this video or you're trying to progress your life financially, I've created a community where people like me and you can get involved, interact, and start to really learn how to take control of your finances. This community has articles, it has videos, it has chats where you can direct message me directly and really help boost your financial profile and start moving you towards making generational wealth. So I'm going to leave the link in the description below. Click it. I have a 1-week free trial that's available for the next month. So make sure you don't miss out. Going back into banking, let's look at the amount of money that can be made. So there are lots of different levels when you're an investment banker. But for now, we're just going to look at the base level. So the base level is an analyst. That's what you will typically be when you get into that area of expertise. The starting salary of an analyst is around 80 to 100k, and with progression and climbing that career ladder, it can go up to anywhere near 200k, and that's before you even jump up to the next level. I've not even mentioned the cash bonuses. Depending on your performance and what you bring to the table, you can have multiple cash bonuses throughout the year, and these cash bonuses have been known to go up to 250k. Yes, that's a quarter of a mil. Now, if investment banking may not be for you, as a normal banker, your starting salary is in the region from 25 to 30k, and like most companies, the corporate ladder can always be climbed. I think from looking at all this information, it's safe to say that if you want to make money, you got to go where the money is. That's it for this video. That's a wrap, but make sure you stay locked into the channel for gems that are dropping every single week. Till then.